What's up, guys? Out here in the beautiful desert, gonna do some testing of the new gun right here. So the wife calls this the Revolt, so that is what we will call it because we do not argue with the wife. So we are gonna be testing out just the functionality of that shield around that blast zone of the cylinder where the cylinder meets the barrel. So I'll kind of break down some specs and I'll show you some of its key features. Now all the framing here is out of Poplar. That's just a good substrate that I wanted to use. So the gist of this, I wanted something to kind of expose a little bit of the barrel. Painted that with a high temp gold paint, and then I faded it out with a high temp black paint. This would actually probably be better if I do it in the sun. There we go. So, and then I have a little slot in the center. Now originally when I did this, I was trying to make that little revolver like without touching anything. But hindsight, if I just shaved down that front sight, then I could have kept this all one piece. I wouldn't have had to make that little channel for that sight to follow in through. And then I made this in two pieces. Whereas now, if you had like a 3D printer, you could do it all in one solid piece. But because I use the CNC, I needed to do it in two steps. So we have, on the bottom here, we have a little Picatinny rail. We got that front part right there is for an adapter for a quick release sling. And then the bipod, of course. Then we have the little front foregrip built in. And then on the back end, I'll show you some pictures without it wrapped, but I have indentations for where my fingers lay, so it's really comfortable to hold. Another quick release for your sling. This is also grooved in for your hand, so once you're in the prone position, you could grip that with your left hand. And then I have padding in the back, a little cheek riser. And then this is a storage area for the cylinder. So this is the Magnum cylinder. The 22 long rifle is what's installed right now. So what I did on this is a little bolt that, let me go with the sun. There we go. The bolt right here, I spun it down to where the cylinder, where it meets inside the cylinder, is smooth. And then like that. And then I filed and flattened the tip and made it like a Phillips, so that way I could access these set screws. There's 3 set screws, and what I did is I put a little flat on the barrel, so when this is screwed down it locks into that, and then it's just a flat bolt, so it basically pinches this to the gun. So there's a screw head there, one exactly on the other side, and then one right down here in the center. And all those 3 combined is what locks this guy down. But it's quick and easy. 3 screws, maybe 2 or 3 rotations to the left, and this whole front piece is one build, and this all slides off together. So that exposes everything. So for cleaning and maintenance, it's super easy. It keeps this attached. I don't have to retake this back off. Everything here goes, and then this back end is attached through to the grip. I actually added 2 screws through the metal frame of the gun, so it's super solid as well. And then this cylinder just slides out, easy peasy. So that's kind of what I want to do with there. It doesn't really add a whole lot of weight, but I didn't want to have to carry this in an additional backpack. I wanted this to be with the gun at all times. It just made better sense to me that way. And yeah, and there's actually a brass threaded nut in there, so this is actually screwing into metal, so there's a little inset metal piece here, so that way when I snug it up, it's nice and good. I'm not going to strip it out. I think this is the third modification, and the big failure I had in the beginning is I wasn't really taking account of all the gases that escape right through here. So this is the left side. I'm right-handed, so theoretically I'm not worried about this side. What you'd be worried about is if you want to hold this on the foregrip, you'd have the blast coming and pecking your arm, and I know firsthand. So I learned real quick. So pretty good amount of energy comes out. So you can imagine what was hitting my arm the first 2 shots when I did that without really doing any research on it, because I had the handgun revolver, I had this guy, but I always shot like this, so I didn't really know what was coming out. But it's not just air, it's pieces of gunpowder and things like that, so you actually get hit and peppered with stuff. So yeah, a lot goes on with that, and then having the shield or that casing that goes around it. It helps also directing the noise, directing all the gases. After a couple shots, this all looks pretty good. So I'll switch to my phone and I'll give you a close-up of all the inside stuff here. Alright, so here's the gist of the front side. Here's what it looks like down the center. And then this is where all the crazy stuff is. This is all encased in wood, and there's a chamber here. And that chamber, I have it guided, so that blast is going to want to come down here. Then I have a little extra ledge on this side to protect the trigger finger, but the blast should be coming straight down, not any other direction. So if I'm shooting at the desk, it's only going to be shooting down at the desk here, and by the time it hits the wood, it loses so much velocity that it's just kind of falling down. And then also if I shoot here, I'm basically safe from any debris. So it's been a really nice feature. And then I did on the back end here, this is actually like weather strip I cut in half, and then I glued and attached it on the inside of the wood. So this is like a snug fit all around the barrel, so there's no gases that are going to come back on my face. So it's set up pretty well.